Hi guys, I cannot believe I have not made a video about INTO1, my amazing boys in INTO1. Well, what can I say? The world is just so filled with content and we haven't even been able to get to it. And I was on Twitter randomly tweeting about INTO1 because there's connections. There's connection of all the world's BLs, all the world's hot boy bands are connected. How do we say this? Okay, so let me quickly walk through these awesome people and why you should watch Chuang Produce 2021. So Produce 2021, Chuang 2021, 创造营2021 is one of the most diverse Chinese boy band selection show that China has ever produced. It is incredible. It is like when I watch this, I kind of force my friend to watch it because I'm like, you have no idea how much we wanted this and we never get it in our life, and you just have it for free. Kind of some of us growing up watching, J-pop, K-pop, and wanting, bands of our own that have these kind of styles. And not only that, we have Chinese, Japanese, American, people who speak Japanese in China, Thai, very interesting. So, and people who can rap in Chinese and Japanese, and multiple Americans. So, anyway, even before INTO1 is INTO1, there are so many CPs in this Chuang produce. It's insane. There are some really, really interesting CPs. There's a CP that is really important to know, which is Oscar and Hu Yetao. They're so cute. Hu Yetao is a very talented guy. I know he looks really beautiful, but he's a guy, and he's a very, very talented dancer. He was actually A-rated. It's just like people may not be as open to who he is as they should be, which is quite a disappointment because he is super talented. I totally thought he would be the finals, or he or Oscar would be the final. They're so talented. I think Oscar spent some time in Brazil or something. Anyway, really cool CP, super cool CP. And Hu Yetao works in the milk tea boba shop. If you go to China, I might even be able to meet him. And he is just awesome. Okay, so back to these guys, right? So these guys, Liu Yu, he does traditional Chinese dancing, which is very difficult. You have to be able to have really flexible body and you have to train for a really long time. There are a lot of rules. So he's really cool, and he is small in stature but very OCD in personality, and he can really have a presence. He is so beautiful, and a lot of like Chinese fans are really into him because he is the classical 美少年, which is the beautiful guy, the classical, right? When they're talking about 美少年 武侠小说, he is what they're talking about. But he's small in stature, very big in personality, and I would say he's a very good captain. Santa, he was actually a street dancing champion from Japan. He's a world street dancing champion. He is really otherworldly in terms of his dancing skills. And Likimalu, Li Wan, which his name means like a powerful circle, I guess. He is Japanese, super hardworking, so hardworking. He dances so much. He even gets injuries from dancing, but he would not stop. Super hardworking guy, your typical Japanese guy, but also very, very moe, very, very cute, very, very out of it sometimes. He can be really silly. He's a lot of fun to have, and he actually also looks great. When he dances, kako super, super awesome. He actually does a lot of arrangements for dancing. He choreographs and he trains people, all these people in modern dance. I don't even know how they managed to get him on this team, but that is incredible. I'm so happy that Santa and Likimaru took up this opportunity. Mika actually become instantly famous as the guy with the not because of that part, kiwi head. Like he become very iconic. He has a kiwi head, but a head that looks like the kiwi, like very kiwi fruit skin. But Mika actually is super, super, super popular in terms of Chinese aesthetics. Like people just think he was super hot, your typical hot American guy. There were quite a few people sort of hot, like 青年 Chinese fans really loved him. Mika from Hawaii, really cool. So very good looking, very cool guy, very modern. He looks like someone who walked out of your game. He looks like a game protagonist. And one of the things that he immediately came out to sing was 永不失联的爱, I think, which is made famous by 永远的第一名, which is BL. If you haven't watched 永远的第一名, you have to watch it. It's insane. It is one of the best. It is one of the best like Mandarin language BL I've ever seen. It was incredible. And 小九 9 高清晨, oh my god. This guy is gotta be one of my favorite guy. It might be what made us curious about Thailand and Thai GMM TV, Thai BL in the first place, because Nine was so funny. You got to listen. So first of all, he's really talented. He really knows how to present himself, dress beautifully. He speaks really, really good Chinese, super good Chinese. And he's so funny and he's so kind. He's so much fun on stage. He commands the stage. Turns out, Nine was in a famous BL series called 逐月之月, which is like, what is the name in English? It is, if you look him up, he is in a very famous BL season 2, and he was one of the side couples that got famous. And if you like INTO1, you have to watch the behind the scene and the extra games, which is the werewolf, the ultimate werewolves played by Nine. He's so funny. In the game, he's like extra funny. He's like famous for like 找不到. Like he has a really cute accent and people adores him. I think he is super funny. Like he's one of my favorite people in INTO1. Lingmo is probably the odd child. Like he is, I think Liu Zhang number 11 famously said, Lingmo's rap is the rap that's most confusing for him. He's actually, Liu Zhang is very good at rapping, so he's like, oh my god, it confuses me. How did I babysit this guy? And Lingmo is very interesting. He's actually been around. He is a celebrity with his own kohai, with his own like juniors, and he's sort of like the senpai figure to them, the senior figure to them. So he's well respected in his agency. And so he's been around for a while and he does create some very interesting things. And he's a very bizarre person, very emotional in a good way and very caring in a good way. And he creates some exotic, very bizarre lyrics and singing styles. He's a lot of fun to have, and I think he is a unique Chinese humor and unique Chinese presence in this group. So obviously they have to have some Chinese guys, and you can see our tasting guys, which is Ling Mo and Zhang Jiayuan, number 8. Bo Yuan. Number 7, Bo Yuan. I think he did quite a bit of like Japanese style band dancing, group singing. He actually speaks really good Japanese. And people call him grandpa because he's old. Oh my god, by whose standards? These people are so young, right? So Bo Yuan is the relatively old one. Gosh, grandpa. Really old apparently, but really he isn't. So Bo Yuan, number 7, he is incredible. He is really amazing, has amazing personality. 非常的血腥. When he talks, you can cry. Like he moves Chinese fans in a way that no one else can move Chinese fans, and all these kids gravitate towards him. Like, really cool presence. I'm probably the most idealistic idol guy. Like he really has everything. Like he's well trained, has experience. He has the look and has the personality and has the command of leadership. And I think, he may well be the captain and like figure. But Liu Yu is, very interesting. So definitely a good captain. I think Bo Yuan is the leader, is the emotional leader. Zhang Jiayuan, perhaps the most bizarre personality. He's actually really famous. From what's that show that produced 7联盟明日之子? So he's from that. And he, Fu Sicao and Ren Yipeng were the Wa combo. And they belong to a very famous agency that produce a lot of famous boy bands and famous boy celebrities. So Zhang Jiayuan is very interesting. He's super funny. He is from northeastern China, which are known to have very big personalities, very strong, it's very cold and rustic. They will talk their mind. They will not hold back their opinions. So he's really fun. He's really funny. He plays guitar really well. He's actually much more musical than his previous band friends. I was actually kind of surprised how popular he is. I was really surprised he's number 8. But I can see that. I can see he's like kind of like he and Ling Mo are number 6 are similar style to me. And Liu Yu just like number 1 is a different style. Number 9, Hao Yu, Patrick. Patrick, if I remember him correctly, is Thai and German. Patrick is very unique. He's very good looking. He's very fun. He and 9 initially played around and then went their own ways in the show and each made their mark. Patrick might be here for fun. He definitely has a very loving family. I think he's very close to his dad, who's German. And he did great in Thailand. As you know, he debuted in GMM TV's Gifted 2 with Nanong and all the famous GMM people. So he's doing really well. He might be here for fun. He's so much fun. He's good looking. I don't know why they sent him to Taohua Wu, which is a very interesting thing. I haven't watched the whole thing. I find it very, very interesting. But I think he has an incredible personality. Zhou Keyu, he's actually from the United States, if I remember correctly. He's Chinese American, great English, but did produce some rap that got made fun of by everyone in the team, and they never let him forget it. If you watch the recent shows, I think they recently had a show that was really fun. I have to finish watching that. Zhou Keyu was actually being made fun of again. He's really tall. He's really good looking by Chinese standard. People are really obsessed with him. I think he is really popular. I think he's really, really popular. I think he has a great personality. He's like very, very chill dude. He's definitely the most chill Chinese American I've ever known. He perhaps the most chill Chinese dude I've ever known. Liu Zhang actually really grew on me. He's so cool. So Liu Zhang spent his early life in Japan, I believe, with his dad, because his dad's business is in Japan. So he speaks really good Japanese. He can actually rap in Japanese. He's really cool. He sang a song with Mika's best buddy. Mika's really obsessed with this Sichuanese rapper. They're like buddies. When he got kicked out, well, not kicked out, he's really awesome. But when he had to leave the stage, Mika was just bawling. Mika was just dying. Mika was just crying. Watching Mika cry is like watching Nanon cry. It's very moving. It's very fun. You feel bad for him, but you're like, oh my God, why do you look so great even when you cry? So you kind of enjoy it. Awful, I know. So Liu Zhang and that guy, was it AK? I think. I forgot. Apologies. He's really awesome though. He is a true rapper. They sang the song 什么摸都染不黑的白. Wow, that was really cool. It was really high. They got voted top. It was one of the coolest rap songs I've ever heard in Chinese. And by the way, Sichuan, southwestern China, for some reason Sichuanese just go so well with rapping. Like the tone, I don't know how it works. I'm not a musician. I'm not a singer. Somehow it just goes really well. So some of the best Chinese rap songs come from southwestern China. So Liu Zhang is really cool. He can dress really cool. He's a real rapper. I think he actually is admitted to some top music school too. I could be wrong. So there were multiple guys who actually would be able to study at Berkeley, not Berkeley, not UC Berkeley, Berkeley, Berklee, different school, very famous for having great musicians. And I think one of the TF boys was also spending time in Berkeley, and a lot of talented young Chinese singers. So these are legit talents, and we watch them grow, we watch them come out of Chuang. Chuang is very amazing. I've enjoyed watching every part of it from the beginning to all the BTS, to all the games they had. This was a truly top quality show that China has produced. I was super impressed, and it was definitely spoke to me who's multilingual. And yeah, like I was so happy to learn about Thailand and Gao Qingcheng and Yin Haoyu. And as you know, we recently been to Thailand, and it's one of the best places to go to concerts. It's really a whole different world out there.